Hey guys, welcome back to Data Products with R. In this video, we're going to be looking at how to integrate images into your Shiny app. This would be good if you wanted to put a map or an image like a flyer or an image of whatever species you're working with. In this case, we're going to use dogs. Dog species. So when I was in graduate school, there was another lab in our department that looked at, because dogs are so inbred, right? At least purebreds are, like English bulldogs and golden retrievers and labs and all that stuff. They're so inbred to be AKC registered as purebred that they also often have a lot of genetic diseases, right? And that's from like inbreeding depression, and because you're inbreeding, you're increasing the occurrence of rare alleles and recessive alleles that could lead to diseases, etc. So we'll use dog pictures. So if you were doing a report on dogs and their rare diseases, you could have these images pop up as an example of what each dog species or dog breed, not really species, dog breed looks like, etc. So let's look at how you integrate this into your Shiny app. Okay, so new file, Shiny web app. We'll call this images. All right, let's get rid of all this stuff. So first thing is we're going to create a tibble. So essentially a data frame, right? But tidy. And we're going to say it has breed, ID, and author. And then we're going to have corgis. We're going to have E0QNR8 IKWFE is our ID. And then our Alvin is going to be our author. And we're going to say lab Rodor. We're going to say KCDY and 0XU2FU. And then Shane Guy Mon is our author. And then we're going to say Spaniel. We're going to say TZJM, MD7I5WQI, and then redo. All right. Okay, so we just made a tibble that had the breed, the ID of the picture, and then the author. Now let's create our UI. Fluid page. Select input ID. Pick a breed is what our input choice is going to say, and our choices are going to be set names, puppies, ID, puppies, breed. Then we're going to say HTML output is going to be source, and then our image output is going to be photo. All right, so our user ID or our user interface is going to be where they select an input, and its HTML output is going to be the source of the picture, which we'll give it, and then the image output is going to be the associated picture. So let's make our server function input output session output photo. We're going to say render image is the command to put an image in there. And we're going to say list src equals file path. And we're going to say puppy photos. paste 0 input ID and then .jpg. Content type equals image, and our specific image is a JPEG. Image type, I should say. Width equals 500, comma, height equals 650, and comma after that bracket. Delete file equals false. We don't want to be deleting it after we display it. Output source equals, or we're going to save it as a render UI. Info puppies ID. If the ID equals the input ID, drop equals false. And then HTML glue, and then I'm going to copy this and paste it, and I advise you pause it here and copy and paste it. But what this is saying is HTML glue, what it's doing is it's an interface between our RShiny and HTML, which web pages are generally built out of, right? And so we're saying, okay, here are the photos, and so based on the info we gave above, the info ID and the author, etc., it will pull the photo. So these things at the very top up here aren't gobbledygook. They are, so our HTML address, our web address goes to the right spot, right? So it'll fill in the ID that we had up here, which was these numbers, and it will fill in the author into this https://unsplash.com, blah, blah, blah. And it will pull the picture that we actually want, right? So that's the method behind the madness up there. And we'll see it in action in a second here. So now Shiny app, UI, server. So let's save this and run app. What did we do here? All columns in a tuple must be vectors. It's a formula object. What? Oh, it should be Tibble Tribble, not Tibble Tibble. Tibble Tribble, the second word up there. Forgot my data wrangling from. Well, someone spelled paste wrong. Paste 0. Okay, so we have pick a breed. What? Where's okay, we fixed it all up. So there's a couple things that are missing. First of all, set the working directory to wherever you're saving this Shiny app.r file. So in my cases, I had in my data products folder Shiny and then examples, and we named the Shiny app images. And in there, in your starter folder, if you're doing this on Praxis, we need to actually put the files to load. Duh. It just slipped my mind. the images. So if I go to Shiny and then my examples and then I go to images, I put this folder called puppy photos. So as you can see in our script here, we're saying, all right, output the full photo render image, and then we're saying, look, the source of this image is the file path into puppy photos, and then whatever our ID is, which are these up here, we're going to look for that file name and then add JPEG to it to display. So if I look in puppy photos, these names up at the top here that are all kind of gobbledygook that you can see up here, those are the actual names of my photos, right? So now, if you're doing this on Praxis, that'll be loaded. If you are doing this online, what you can do is you can go to the original, download it for free into your puppy photos folder, and then just rename it. As you see here, I'm going to copy this EOQ whatever, and the full photo that I downloaded in my images folder, puppy folders, I would just rename this to the file name, right? And I'm going to replace it or do it part 2. And so it knows where to find the file to display. But if we run the app, you can see now we have a Corgi, we have a Labrador, and then we have a Spaniel. It changes the input based on the user selection. We also added down at the bottom this href, the output source, is we've got a link to the original file that was online. So as you can see here, we have this cute puppy. And then we've also created a link to give to attribute the author, right? So this brings up Shane Guyman, who has all these lovely pictures of dogs and squirrels, all sorts of stuff. And you can see that input changes too, based on whatever picture we select. So, like I said, if you're doing some sort of research on dogs and you wanted to be able to show, we picked puppies because they're cute. This is just a cool example of cute little animals. If you are doing, say you're doing, for my research, I do a lot of research with plants, specifically how they grow and respond to light conditions. So this is a very cool way for me to be able to put all my light condition images of tropisms, or how plants grow and respond to light. I could put those example photos on there as ways to explain what tropisms are and what it looks like in a Arabidopsis and things like that. Or you could put maps if you're doing, public health or epidemiology or something like that. There's a ton of different uses that you can do. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed learning how to put selectable pictures on your Shiny app. And we'll do probably a couple more little vignettes, and then we'll probably be done with Shiny. If you want more, there's plenty of resources online. We can spend a whole ton of time, but I want to give you the basics of it. So with that, thanks for watching the video. If you're watching on YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.